Hello there, Dennis Pierce, Pickett Street Properties. Jesse Moore, Pickett Street Properties.
You're like in camouflage. I can only see your head and your pants.
You know, we're here in Arizona to hide out, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we are actually in Arizona right now. We are visiting some peers in the industry down in Arizona, where short sales make up about 60% of the market. Compared to Snohomish or King County, short sales make up about 20 to 40%, depending on your neighborhood. So, but let's today talk about Chase. We want to talk about Chase Bank and what the short sale process is like with them. I recently got short sale approval on a Chase lien, and this is on the listing that we have together in Marysville. And quite honestly, Chase has gone through, their changes just like everybody else.
Evolution there, yeah.
Chase used to be pretty terrible, and then they got better where they were actually calling us.
Right, which is that's been my experience. I mean, I've got 3 Chase files right now, and they're literally calling me on a weekly basis just for follow-up, to see where we're at, pushing files forward, and I'm not having to hound them. It actually feels more like a partnership.
Yeah, so they did change their tune about a year ago. They got a little more proactive and started reaching out to us and cooperating with us a little bit more.
Right.
So that sounded good. We got excited about it. We were hoping it would mean faster approval times. I don't know that that is the case.
Well, faster is relative, right?
Right. So essentially, Chase is working to do loss mitigation. They're working on getting rid of toxic debt or bad debt or debt that's not being serviced currently. And so that's good. It's nice that I can tell you one thing about Chase is I get a phone number, I get a contact. I know who I'm calling. I get their phone number. I know that I'm going to talk to the same person every time on a file.
Right.
And that's kind of nice to be able to build rapport with somebody. But the other thing is that it's still a bank, and they still have policies and guidelines, and they're not perfect. And on this approval that I got, I had to escalate. I had to kick it away from somebody whose name and number I had who wasn't responding to me. And
what would you say they are relative to, say, B of A?
Well, B of A, I can get Bank of America is who we're referring to. Bank of America, I can get an approval on average in 4 to 6 weeks. I would say Chase very regularly. It's kind of an 8-week thing. I'd like to say it's 45 days. I'd like to say it's 6 weeks, but I'd say we're seeing more like 8 weeks. And I think it's, we're good about turning packets in on time and everything else. But just know that if you have a Chase lien, I would say you're in for 2 months waiting between when you get an offer and when that offer could get approved.
Now, we've got a couple of...
There are some exceptions,
yeah,
right?
we've got some higher-end, higher price point listings.
Yeah.
And we've had a little different experience with those. I mean, you've got one, I don't know what the price point is on that.
$975 is approved in a week. And what we're seeing is that in the luxury market, so when you think luxury, think top 10% of the market wherever you're at. In Snohomish County, that would be anything above $500,000. We're actually seeing that the banks are being more proactive on those properties, and so Jillian, our buyer's agent, has a transaction where Chase is the lien holder and the price point's over $700,000, and it looks like they may get approval in about 3 weeks' time. So, which only makes sense if you have 7 loans.
Assets.
You have 7 loans for $100,000,
right?
And you got to work through those approvals. Or you could do 1 loan for $700,000 and clear up that much debt all at once.
Pretty easy to prioritize.
It'd be pretty easy to prioritize. So, anyway, the process with Chase, we're very familiar with Chase and their process. Very knowledgeable, and we can be pretty clear about the expectations, what you should expect as a seller. And so, if you are a seller contemplating short sale with Chase, and you write your mortgage checks to Chase, don't hesitate to reach out to us and let us tell you more about that process.
Right.
All right, thanks guys.
Thank you.